Gunline. We got a fire mission coming down, y'all. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where we shoot the shit like we did out in the field, having those conversations that can sometimes be uncomfortable, unpleasant, or just fucking unnecessary. Like, for example, today, I just recently, maybe an hour ago, I asked, Red Wings, Brown Wings, and the Rusty Trombone. If y'all don't know what those are, you about to get it broke down right now, baby, Barney style. But I got over here with me a bald-headed, Jesus Christ looking beard having ass dude, Mr. Frank Filice. What is going on? How are you today, brother?
I'm doing great, brother. It's good to be back on the gun line. I had this beard before, I think last time, and I messed up shaving and I cut it off. So,
bro,
I was as ugly as can be. This hides the ugliness. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I feel you on that. I mean, you got the full retirement beard going, bro. Like full. And I just want to go ahead and make this announcement now that I, after 8 years of working for a great company, have decided to hang up my mouse pad and my fucking keyboard. And I am now fully retired. Just, chilling at home now, being a domestic engineer, if you will. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let this facial hair grow in all its glory. Unfortunately, I have, I think that my Indian DNA takes a little over my Spaniard DNA. So I can't grow that majesticness that you got going right there. You know what I'm saying? Us of the indigenous tribes of Central America kind of mixed up in there. And we didn't grow too much hair. So I'm growing a goatee pretty well, though.
It looks good, brother. It looks good.
It's going to get to that. I'm hoping to get to that majesty right there, though. That is fucking...
Hey, and your setup looks good, man. I only catch you really on the podcast when I'm driving or whatever. Right on. I don't see most of your videos or something. So I like your setup there.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate
that.
And
you've been going for a long time, and I'm still happy you're still doing it because it's good to be back on here.
Bro, it's been 200 and this is going to be 54 episodes now. And you've been one of my day oneers. You know what I'm saying? And
heard them all from the shit story to right now where I'm back on here.
So. Dude, it's a trip. Like, I was thinking about I was laying in bed a couple nights ago, just wondering, like, what the fuck am I going to do now that I'm fucking, unemployed, I guess you could say, and I think I'm going to start writing. I'm going to start writing like some of the stories because sometimes writing shit helps me remember some of the shit that I went through or, some of the good stories from out there. And that way I'll be able to talk more about those experiences, like we did on the gun line. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you being here. And, I might be reaching out to you. You still work for helping vets out and stuff like that? Or are you in a new gig?
Yeah, still doing it. Today we pitched for the new grant year to TVC. So we were, for this current grant year, the grant year runs June 30th to July 1st.
Okay.
July 1st to June 30th. And so we were automatic renewal because we met 100% of our grant for this current grant years, but you only get one automatic renewal and then you got to pitch again. So we pitched again for this coming July 1st and we hit it out the park.
That's awesome.
They tried to shoot me down a couple times and we really basically flipped the blame on them. They asked a question. This is crazy, right? So if a veteran reaches out to me and he reaches out to you and you're a provider and I'm a provider and they're both for a utility bill and we pay and you pay. Mm-hmm. They asked me, how do I prevent that? And I said, well, unless you're going to track it, there's no way. And unless that provider tells me that, hey, don't serve this person, we just served them.
Right.
We don't know at all. So, and it's kind of crazy that they don't realize that. And so,
so there's no way to kind of audit, like if they've already got an assistance with a certain bill.
Right.
So they're kind of like double dipping.
Yeah, and I told them we like to work with other providers because a lot of times a bill is outside of our limit. So
Okay.
$1,800, and we have to bring the balance down to zero. So if somebody owes 2,500, we need either proof of payment from that client, that they could cover the rest, or a pledge from another organization. So there, we're always double tapping, and that way we're not burning up all of our funds.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, I don't think they know how to operate their own grant. They asked a question to one provider and said, you do 6 months worth of rent, but only do 3 months of utilities. Well, that's their requirement.
Right.
So they asked a question about their own requirement.
Oh, that's the requirement you put on. That's the standard you want.
That's how the provider answered. So,
exactly.
And then they were like, yeah, that's true.
That's
so,
awesome,
I mean, yeah, so you're dealing with a board of decision makers that probably never sat in that seat. So, I mean, and they don't understand they got the state lottery money and donations at the DMV to veterans, and it's millions of dollars, and it's a big organization and it's great and they do great things, but I don't think they understand it all.
So Frank, if you could just tell the people a little bit of what it is that you do.
So I manage one of those grants from Texas Veterans Commission, and it's a statewide financial assistance grant specifically for combat veterans. And there is income limits for the veterans, so it's low income. I don't set the income limits. It's government funded, so they have government funded income limits. So not everybody gets assistance. It's the most needy, but it really depends on where you live and how many are in your household. So a household of 1 is different from a household of 5. Yeah. They have higher income limits per the household members. And so all these are tracked by county and household size. So I look up that and make sure they're in compliance. And I don't set that. That's what TVC does. And so the grant covers housing, permanent housing, rent or mortgage, or even deposit to move into permanent housing.
Yeah.
Utilities, gas, water, and electric, and car payment, car insurance, car repair, and a short-term child care. So basic needs, for combat veterans.
So there's definitely resources that they could reach out to if they just look, right? Like, do you have a website that they could reach out to?
Texas is probably number one, in my opinion. I get reached out from people hear about my grant, and their homeboy that I served here.
Yeah.
And the dude in Louisiana tells his homeboy in Louisiana about getting assistance, and then that guy from Louisiana contacts me, and then I look up assistance in Louisiana for that veteran, and I'm like, damn, y'all don't got nothing.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So other states are trying to mirror what Texas does. So the great state of Texas, I don't think there's a better one as far as veterans taking care of veterans, those veterans organizations. So any veteran in Texas that needs assistance, they can contact me. I'm going to give out my office phone number right now. It's 817-569-9008, extension or option 4 for veterans. Okay. So 817-569-9008, option 4 for veterans. And
one more time, that number is 817
569-9008, option 4 for veterans, and ask for Frank.
Ask for Frank.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the description for the YouTube in case there's anybody that wants to reach out to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even if they're not combat veterans, I'm gonna get it connected, because my grant is specifically for those combat veterans.
Right.
They have to have served in an imminent danger zone. They could be in the rear with the gear, or they could be a Purple Heart recipient.
As long as they were in theater.
I'm dealing with all of them. You know what I mean? As long as they entered an imminent danger zone by one day proof, 1 day by land, sea, or air, they qualify for the combat veteran.
That's awesome.
Dude, yeah.
And that's great that you're doing stuff like that, because there's a lot of veterans out there who are going without. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I'm going to start doing, and this is just on my end, I've been wanting to do this for a while, is I know that there's a church out here that they help out like with the needy with food and stuff like that, and bread and stuff like that, kind of like a pantry type place. So what my plan is to try to see if I can link up with them and see if I could like start making like sandwiches You know what I'm saying? Whether it's peanut butter and jelly or ham or whatever, just sandwiches, man. Just make like a sandwich bag, put like a banana or an apple or grapes or lo que sea, whatever it is, and maybe like a juice drink or something, just or bottled water. And I just want to make like a shit ton of those, and then just go weekly out to like the areas that are being hit like with the homelessness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like in downtown San Antonio, there's a lot of homelessness. So I mean, look, man, is it gonna change the world? No, but it's gonna change somebody's life for at least one night or one day. They're gonna have
Absolutely.
food in their belly, and
Yeah.
that's where I want to go at. And I've been wanting to do this. I mean, I've been talking about this since I've been working. And one of my things was like, I want to stop working so that I can go and assist. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
I feel productive. Now, well, I'm still gonna be podcasting, obviously. But I want to do something where I feel that it's productive and useful. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
feel like what you're doing is perfect. You know, so I
Yeah.
mean that's great, man.
You got to do something you love, and I think you're onto something with the book. And I heard the podcast with homeboy that wrote the book,
Yeah,
and I think you have a niche for communication, even though you say you're a
it's not
gun
the
13
greatest.
Bravo. I think you hit people, man, and you've hit me specifically with this podcast. I ride to work and I put on the podcast, and I might argue with you guys, and even though I ain't on the line, what I mean,
Right.
or I might agree, be like, damn, he got a point right there,
Yeah.
and it's good for me because I enjoy talking with my veterans,
Yeah.
my brothers and sisters. So it's a sense of comfort. And if you're doing that in a book, somebody that's reading that book is gonna feel that sense of comfort just by hearing the words
Yeah.
or reading the words that you're saying. And so I think you have a niche for that thing.
I appreciate
And
that, man.
and yeah, man, do that shit.
I will. I mean, I want to look. Here's one thing I realized: like the job that I was doing, it was a great job. It was a great place to be. However, it wasn't for me, man. Porque being on a gun line, being out of the field, or it's just somebody that I work with my hands. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly doing something, and I see it to fruition until it's complete. In this world, I was someone who it was in the leadership position. However, it was corporate, it was building, it was not. I need to be out there in the physical realm. You know what I mean? Getting shit done
Yeah.
versus,
Yeah.
you
You don't see
know,
the accomplishments. Yeah.
yeah, dude. And I mean,
Yeah.
it was a great job, a great opportunity. And I hope that, whoever steps in, and I got some great, feedback from my associates, that they were saying like, I was a great leader and this and that and that. It felt good, like when you're an NCO and you have your
Sure.
Joes tell you, you're a great leader and whatnot. That's the same stuff I felt. But it's at the end of the day, I wasn't happy, bro. And honestly, I was giving so much to this job, to this position to make sure that I was doing well at my job that I was fucking up at home. And when I say I was fucking up at home, I mean to the point where it was to the extent of I wasn't I was here physically, but not emotionally. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So when I'm starting to slack at something, I couldn't find that balance that people talk about. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I'm either all or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're perfect for the military, right?
Yeah.
You give everything you have, and everything comes second, and when it's not needed outside of the military,
Yeah.
I get it. If you're dropping the ball, at home or whatever that is, or
Yeah.
whatever you becomes your priority, I
That's
totally
the
understand.
thing, Frank. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. Like, I mean, I couldn't give 100% to my kids. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They were getting like 50% of dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm here, but I'm not here. Hey dad, let me talk to you. Or I want to play this. And like, okay, yeah, we'll get to it later. Versus now, bro, like my kids, we're playing fucking what's that shit called? The Nintendo Switch, bro. They had Nintendo 64 on that bitch. We were playing fucking Mario Kart 64, bro. We were
Yeah.
getting down on that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? And then, I had my kids playing chess and playing, and this was just on a weekend, bro. In 1 week that I've done this, that I haven't gone to work, I felt a burden lift from me.
Yeah.
Like now I can focus all my attention to my family, my kids, and my home,
Mhm.
So, but with that, obviously there's what's gonna suck is the income. The income is not gonna be there
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna lie, it was a significant amount of income. You know what I'm saying? It was good income. And but at the end of the day, is it worth my mind, losing my fucking mind over it? Because there were times, Frank, I wanted to slam my fucking head through the computer, like no bullshit. Or at work, I would seriously contemplate, like, I wonder how hard I would have to run into this goddamn window for me not to bounce back and just go through it. Like that type of shit went through my head. And,
Yeah.
some people will probably be like, that's not normal. Well, it was normal for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I thought about it just playing, but some other times, like, fuck, I really want, I couldn't take it. And then what
Yeah. I hear
sucks
you.
is I bring that home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not fair to my
Not
kids.
good. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
You
dude.
definitely got to enjoy what you're doing and have a passion for it. And,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
dude, that's awesome. I love what you're doing, dude. I love what you're doing. But let's go ahead and get to some gunline talk, man. First things first. Uh,
we're winging it because you didn't tell me none of the
I
topics.
got no
Hit me,
topics here.
hit
So,
me what you got.
bro,
I'm
so
ready.
check this out, man. Today I saw this motherfucker from the 101st. I'm watching TikTok, bro. And this motherfucker has this fucking goatee. All right. A goatee now. And but it's because of religious accommodations. All right. So he's a Norse pagan or something like that. Gotcha. How many motherfuckers are using that motherfucking excuse just to grow a goddamn beard? Just to grow that goddamn beard, bro. What do you think? I mean, should we change? Should we evolve? Should we start allowing beards to grow in its glorious majesty, like they did in the Civil War? Or, should we maintain a standard?
So for me, I love my beard, and I was one of those guys that my beard obviously grows pretty
Yeah.
fast, and so on weekends I had a full on beard, and unless I was getting, but I abide by the rules, and I get it. The changes need to be made, but uh, you can say, okay, the Spaniards do this and they have beards, but
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing compared when you look at professional soldier of other armies and the U.S. soldier, or Marine, you know, and it is the little things. It is the little things. Even from pride in your uniform and pride in your appearance. Um, Man, religions, there's those what is it, the Scott, how do you say, the warriors, the from India, with the
Oh, the
turban.
Sikhs that put the ones
Yeah,
that.
yeah, the Sikhs, I'm sorry, but
Mhm.
anyway, yeah, that's a religion. That's that, and they're warriors, and they're good soldiers in the U.S. Army. And yeah, I believe they can have it, but pagan, whatever, if you're Wiccan or some made up thing, man, if it's not a major religion, I don't think they should have it, and I don't think the army should adapt to people wanting beards. So that if
Right.
there's no need for it, if there's not a need for it, like a religion, a good religion, my opinion is, man, the army don't need you. If you want to grow a beard, go work somewhere else.
See, and that's where I fall at. Cause this dude looked like Joe Dirt with a fucking uniform on, is what he
Right,
reminded me of, bro.
right.
And okay, I mean, I'll even you want a beard, go SF, you know, but
But even
please.
that, they can only do that when they're deployed. They don't walk around. They don't walk around in garrison like that. Yeah,
Okay,
that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this. I had to take a screenshot of it. And I was like, what in the fuck, bro? He looks like Joe Dirt with a goddamn PC on, and he's a fucking NCO, you
Mhm.
know. And but due to the religion, his religious exception, and and so the problem where it becomes a slippery slope is because then, like, oh, okay, now I'll be discriminated against because now my religion isn't considered, one of the major religions, so it's discrimination. You know what I mean? And that's a slippery slope that people never seem to want to understand. You know, a standard is a standard for a reason.
Sure.
And I'm with you 100%. In my opinion, when I think of a soldier, the ideal soldier, you know, image comes to my head: clean shave, motherfucking, either bald head or fucking, you know, faded haircut, you know, pressed uniform, clean fucking boots, just standards, just fucking beautifully. And now I don't have that image, you know. Like, I mean, I'm waiting to see the first drill sergeant that looks like a ragtag shitbag, you know.
You know how it is. Even you know, when you were in, right, you get guys that don't get haircuts, and you tell them, hey, you need a haircut, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they push the limits,
Yeah, they do.
and so can you imagine with the beards? Like, can you imagine? You're just creating another problem, another thing that takes away from training, you know what I
From
mean?
training, from
From
fucking
training. And that's the
training.
real deal. Is it these guys? Man, did you see that post from with the aiming poles?
Oh yeah, what the
And then they
oh
flipped
my,
the 777.
yes, yes,
So I guess
yes.
if you flip your 777, bend your tube or whatever, then you can have a leaning pole. I don't know, man. These guys are not trained. You know what I mean? So you're introducing more distraction. I don't care if you tell me it's professional if they grow a beard, fine, whatever. But you're adding two distractions
Exactly.
that don't need to be there.
And see, I'm with
These
you
guys, they
100%.
need to go and train. I'm
Dude,
telling you, they're sorry. I'm
they're
telling you, the
worried.
king of battle is not the king of battle today. They're sorry as shit because they're not training. They're worried about beards.
Yeah.
If you're worried about beards, go somewhere else, man. That's my opinion, and
So
I could be wrong, but that's my opinion.
let me ask you,
And
Frank, do you think that maybe it's just a loud minority that are, you know, that are publicizing this versus the silent majority that are in
yeah,
there, you know, like, fuck, these guys are
yeah,
fucking
because
it up
if
for
you want to
everybody
be there,
else.
you're gonna do the right thing. You're gonna abide by standards. And if the standards this, you don't push the change and introduce problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's some things that have been changed and good.
Yeah.
There's been good growth. I believe that. But when you're introducing problems into the force that needs to get out there and get after training because they're worried about every other damn thing but training,
Mm-hmm.
it's a problem. Like I see these units and you know, and my friends that are still active duty, they're telling me, man, Frank, you
It's
would fight some of these people. And
bro.
it's leaders at the high level. You know, I got a friend told me now he's a E8 right now, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like can't wait to retire, and he's one of the good guys,
Yeah.
and he can't put up with, you know, with all the bullshit they're having to deal with because of these changes that are not good for the force. You know what I
Bro.
mean? And so good changes, great. Let's do it. You know what I mean? But anything that's going to introduce a problem, if it's not a good reason to do it, man,
Yeah.
you're just getting in the way of training.
Dude, and I'm with you 100% on that. And what my biggest fucking peeve is, my biggest pet peeve, because I know if Hunt was here right now, I know the first thing he would say would be like, well, that's what they thought about segregation in the military, you know, and da, 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 da. Always has to go back to that, you know, and I don't like that
It's
because
not the same
that's not
story.
comparing apples to
Yeah,
apples and oranges to
yeah.
oranges, you know.
It's not
To,
the same story.
it's not. And
This is not Black Sox, White Sox. It
dude,
didn't affect anything, right? It didn't affect standards. It was like, okay, you could wear black socks. Okay,
right.
whatever. You made the soldier happy. It didn't cause a problem.
You know,
Okay, good change. You made them happy. Maybe you retained a whole 3 people in the army. I don't know. You know, I don't like if black socks are keeping you in the army, good on you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You got to have a little more patriotism and
whatever
and
happened,
and
Frank?
and, and want to be there. You know, so
Thank you. That's what I was going to get to right there. What happened to just you joined the military because you wanted to make a change within yourself? You know what I'm saying? You knew that they had higher standards. You knew that they had structure. You knew that they had rules. But no, now you're coming in and you don't want to adapt. You want to go ahead and bring and bend the rules to, you know, to what forms what fits your agenda. You know what I'm saying? And that pisses me off, bro. Look, I got over the whole females in the on the gunline shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I tell a lot of me, I still disagree with it, and I will disagree with till the day I die, because to me it just brings in more drama than we need. You know, but as a leader, if I was still in, I would still say that's our sister. We're gonna teach her. I'll still train her like I train every other motherfucking Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like my standards would change. And get this, bro. You know what? I'm a vet, bro. I'll fucking take that title all the way. Check this out. You know what pissed me off? Some chick, she was ironing her uniform, or she put on TikTok where she's ironing her uniform, like pressing it, right? And I'm like, fuck yeah, and I'll like, some people have pride and standards, that's what's up right there.
Feel good, feel good.
Yeah. And
Feel
then
good.
this one chick comes and fucking and comments on response to me like, well, according to AR 670-1, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, god damn
Incorrect.
it, dude.
Incorrect.
So
Yes.
just because look,
It's a wash and
180
wear. Yeah.
180 was the fucking standard for PT tests back when we were in. Does that mean I'm just gonna strive for 180?
Yeah.
Or do I want to be better? You know what I'm saying?
It is a wash and wear uniform.
Yeah.
It says do not add starch. That's the only requirement. But if you want to look sharp, iron that damn uniform. Look good.
Iron the fuck out of him, bro.
Yeah, look good.
We were a little bit extra.
There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that pressing your uniform is the starch.
Right.
It messes with the MVGs.
Yeah.
But if you want to take pride in yourself, man, good on her. Hey, and fuck that bitch. That's what I gotta say.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what is their excuse for? They just want to look shitbaggy. You know what I'm saying?
You shooting down somebody that cares about appearance, man. Fuck that bitch.
Bro, I tell you what, my old smoke pounds. This motherfucker, when we were in Iraq and Mosul, like there were times that we didn't go out on a mission. So on those days, we would fucking clean up around our fucking shoes and all that shit, and then he would say, "All right, for formation, I want you to go ahead and have a clean uniform that's ironed." All right, cool, no shit. We have time to go ahead and iron one of the. Is it that hard to fucking take a few minutes to iron your uniform, put some creases in the motherfucker? I have some pride in the way you look. I came up, when I was in, I remember Drill Sergeant Cabrera always instilled in us that, we have to look good. We're artillery. We are the king of battle. We the tankers have their fucking little tanker boots with the little straps on it. The infantry always looks ragtag because they claim they're always training. Motherfucker, you ain't in the field all the time. But the artillery, one thing we always did, we look fucking good. Our berets were squared the fuck away. Our uniforms look fucking proper, and our boots were fucking shined. Even on motor pool Mondays. And what we had was after formation, if you were smart, you had your uniform you go to change into, or you wore your coveralls. Back, I don't know if they still do those anymore. The fucking CVCs, you put your CVCs on and go to work with that on. You know what I mean? But it's no excuse to look like shit, Yeah. That's just me, man.
Yeah. I get it, it's true about the artillery thing and taking pride and looking good. And man, there, in the many passing reviews that I've done, you see the artillery guys looking standing tall, looking good, and everybody else looking kind of sloppy. And this is a division thing, a division thing. I grew up in the 82nd and did many passing reviews there, and you can tell, you can see the third, and you can hear the comments from the people in the chat in the stands while your eyes right, saying, "Look at them artillery boys."
Yeah, bro,
marching good, looking good, feeling good.
When Ordierno came to
the little things make you better. So if you're focused on little things that are not, in my opinion, the right things, that's getting away from training or getting away from looking good, being a professional soldier.
Yes.
You're wasting people's time. You're wasting taxpayers' dollars for real. The Army doesn't need you.
We're too busy. We're too busy over here fucking worried about beards and hair and nails and makeup. Other countries are busy training and fucking training. All right. Look, any combat MOS, we all know that our jobs are to train and go to the field and execute, right? But there's a lot of downtime in between, a lot of it. So I don't understand anybody who's in our infantry, artillery, fucking whatever MOS. Okay, once we're done with the motor pool, we ain't got a shit thing to do. What are we gonna do? Go over land nav again? Okay, got it. We'll go over land. That's why we have sergeant times training, But during a regular 9 to 5, you're gonna tell me you can't find the time. to go and just fucking square away your uniform? You're gonna bitch and complain about your day in the military when you don't know what it's like to be in the civilian side. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know what? I'll let them find out on their own, bro. I'll let them find out on their own. Because even out here in the civilian sector, I trip out on how business casual has not just become fucking nothing. Like I used to think business casual was a polo and slacks or a button down and slacks. You know what I'm saying? Some shoes. You know, some proper dress shoes.
Hey, my dress code is business casual. So
there you go.
So I look when I go to work. I look the business casual.
Yeah, that's what business casual is to me.
No dress shoes, slacks. Right?
Bro.
I'm the only one that does it.
Yeah, and nowadays
motherfuckers
you told me that
standard was the standard. You told me that the standard. That's what I'm coming to you. Dude, you know,
that's what trips me out, bro. I mean, the shit like, okay, I did interviews. I was interviewing quite a few people, bro, and these motherfuckers at least fake the funk from the waist up. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I was at work, I just had a fucking polo on. After that, I had sweats and probably my Crocs on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fake the fucking funk. But no, they look like they just rolled out of bed, didn't even wash their face. You know, it's like, really? And then you got other ones that, okay, look, this is going to sound fucked up, but look, man, if you're going to go to a goddamn job interview, have the right mind frame. Like, do I want to look like Hellraiser with all this shit on my face during an interview? You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to look at you. I know if I want to hire you within the first 5 minutes. I looked at you and be like, this is what you're going to do to come to this company, Fortune 100 company. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you're going to come to an interview. No. You know what I'm saying? That just means you take no pride. So the same thing goes into the military, bro. I could just imagine the fucking NCO boards or, you know, the promotion boards. You know, you go in there. Go ahead.
I got a buddy that was in my first unit. We, you know, and he's a black guy, and he's one of those guys that, you know, he tells his own people what he feels to be right. You know, black people. He'll tell them, dress the way you want to be treated. And look what happens to you. And so if you're looking sloppy, look like a thug, you're probably going to get treated like a thug. If you dress the part, you're probably going to get treated the part, you know? And so I don't think people realize that. And so the same thing in the military. If you look the part, you're probably going to get treated. How many times, I mean, when I was in the Army, you get days off for looking good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At least when I was younger, you know what I mean? I would let my guys go for looking good. You know what I mean? Yep. So you get earn that time off, you know what I mean? And it's the little things, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, when I came in, it was like, be all you can be. And then this army of one, and I think people have adapted to this one. It's a team, man. You're representing two names, right? Your name and U.S. Army.
Yep.
So why wouldn't you want to? Why wouldn't you want to look the part? You know what I mean? Like, to me, in my mind. But I got a different mind, you know?
No, exactly, bro. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. And so I could be wrong, you know?
No, you're not.
Somebody got to prove me wrong. Somebody got to tell me and prove it to me wrong. But that's how I feel about it.
You're 100% correct, bro. You are 100% correct in the fact that these motherfuckers out here are, like you said, but I still remember, you know, Smoke Norwood on Monday mornings on formation. We go out there. And then, you know, we do it in ranks, you know, open ranks, march, and all that bullshit. And he checked, because back then, I don't know if they still do now, but we used to have our sensitive items in our motherfucking cargo pocket inside a little Ziploc. You know, you had whether it was some kind of fucking 9-line, or you had to have these inspectable items, inspectable items, and have them with you. And if you look square the fuck away, you had all your inspectable items, then he would call you out to the front. And then I'll be like, or he'll tell the chief, hey, chief, you got anything for this guy today? Nah. All right, he's good to go. Bam. And just chuck deuces while everybody else has to stay and work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That made you take more pride. I mean, God damn. If it's one thing I'll give the jarheads, they take pride in their fucking uniform.
Their uniform. Look sharp, yeah.
God damn. They take pride in their marching, bro.
that guy might not know how to put his rifle together, but I bet you respect him to maybe he does. Maybe you think he does. And so it does a lot. Man, the looks do a lot. You know what I mean?
First impressions go a
Yeah.
long fucking
Go a
way.
long way.
That's
Yeah.
why I was taught by my drill sergeant. Again, I'll go to drill sergeant Cabrera. I'll go to drill sergeant fucking Showmaker, drill sergeant Roberson, all these motherfuckers. They said, when you get to your first unit, you make sure you are squared the fuck away. The first day you get to Fort Hood, you make sure you get your fourth ID patch sewed onto your BDUs. You get everything sewed on because it's back then with the BDU days. You get your boots, shine them the fuck up, because you're going to be in reception for like the first 2 weeks. And then, but when you get to your unit, you want to make sure you look squared the fuck away, because that'll make a big difference when you first show
Set you up for success. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because if you look like a shitbag from day one, your chief is going to eat your ass alive.
You thought your drill sergeants were tough. Chief's gonna eat you up.
Chief will eat
and
you.
then the chief next to him and the chief next to him
and
gonna
then the fucking Joes, they will square you the fuck away, bro. I mean, dude, I remember when I first got to Fort Hood, bro. I mean, I was 27 years old already. I came in late, bro, but I did not put myself in the I know everything category because I don't know shit about the Army. Sure. You know what I mean? I just got out of fucking basic training boot camp, Fort Sill, Oklahoma, OSUT, Delta Battery 122. And I got there, bro, and I remember they told me when we there were some dudes, we got to Killeen Airport, bro, and they could tell, we're in our class A's, bro, with fucking, we still had our US discs on us. You could tell we were fresh out, and they were like, oh, welcome to Fort Hood. You know what unit you're going to? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to our fourth ID. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Once you get to your unit, your boys will take care of you. Once you get to your unit, they'll take care of you. Well, I'm from LA. All right. And when somebody said they're going to take care of me, I'm thinking they're going to try to throw some putazos and shit, like, they're going to take care of me. Like, they're going to take care of me, rough me up. So I thought I was going to get the chingazos like day one. But then I realized, oh, okay, no, they're going to actually take care of you and square you away. You know what I mean? And I had to get that back on the block mentality out, as those motherfuckers be saying, because, that might be racist. So I can't even say that. But anyway. Dude, let me send you out one more link so we could finish this one up.
Running low.
Yeah, man, it's giving me the.
Hey, I don't know if this works, but we tried it. When your time runs, you should be able to click back on the original link, but I don't know.
I don't know. Well, let's go. I don't know, because this one closes.
Okay.
This one completely closes. And then it starts to
we tested this at my work, and you go back to the original link and you come back on, and it becomes a new meeting with your time over. But I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. Go ahead and send a new link, but
I'm gonna try that one out real quick. All right, so all right, dog. Well, let's go ahead and see if that happens, and if not, it'll be 30 seconds. It'll be instantly for the listeners, but it'll be probably a minute or two for us. All right, I'll get to you 1 second. All right, brother.
Okay.
All right. So the 13 Delta, 13 Juliet, Digital Master Gunner set me up for failure, y'all. He was wrong. No, I think what it is because they probably have the unlimited shit with them. In mine, I only have the 40 minutes and it's free. And then after that, you got to pay a shitload of money. So more than likely, that's what it is, bro. But it's all gravy, baby. Shoot out a new link, and it's all good.
Hey, look, see. 13 Bravos can get it.
Yeah, we can do it, baby. We can do it. Trial and error. And I just want to say one thing to Nelly Rockhart. Nelly Rockhart, I understand that I am boring as fuck. I get it, bro. And I appreciate you telling me that I'm boring as fuck. But rather than just telling me that, how about you tell me what else I can do to make it more entertaining for you? So, but I'm just going by your basic grammar that you're probably a kid. Because first of all, you could have just spelled out your, or you are, and then boring as fuck. Fuck has a K, not a I. So I guess I'm boring as Fucci. I'll take it, bro. But just want to shout out to them. One of the replies that I got on fucking on the YouTubes. And with that said, Frank, what do you know about Red Wings, bro?
Red Wings.
Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Eating pussy on the period.
Yeah, well, they on the rag, baby. Are you a grown man? Have you earned your Red Wings? I know you got your fucking jump wings and probably foreign jump wings, but do you have those Red Wings?
There might have been it's over and been some residue there, some fat maybe
You got that
in my
ketchup
day,
stain.
but yeah, not full on,
Yeah.
gonna fill up. Yeah, but I mean, shit happens, it's
Look,
sex,
here's what
right?
I'm saying, bro. We're grown fucking men. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If you're a grown man and you're married and you haven't fucking gone and
yeah.
lick that clit while she's ragging it, are you really a
Maybe she
man?
didn't know, and you're like, damn, babe, you got your
Yeah,
period. You didn't let me know. Yeah,
you,
hey,
even
that happens.
I'm just saying. Sometimes she goes down on the chorizo, and you're not the cleanest person. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you just fucking took a
God
piss.
bless them. God
You
bless
know?
them. Then them are the ride or dies.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I have my Red Wings. I earned them a long
sure.
time ago. I might not have jump wings, but I do have my Red Wings. But on top of that, I'm double stacked, baby. I got my motherfucking brown wings. And if y'all
Brown.
wondering what that is, let's just say it involves a little bit of a tossing some salads. All right, y'all. So I don't know about you, Frank, but I am double stacked. You know what
Double
I'm saying?
stack.
So, and it looks like Frank is like, nah, baby, nah. I got my limits too.
And I don't know. Uh, It's
I
not my
feel you,
thing,
bro.
but yeah. I
I feel
mean,
you. It's not everybody's thing from what I'm seeing here.
shoot, I may have no telling what I've done on many of these.
That's right. Alcohol's a hell of a
Not a lot of
thing.
times I remember what happened. So,
It's funny. Like, I mean, the way I see it,
and I eat it like a gorilla when I have when I'm into some drink.
I tell you what, man. Look, I mean, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? I've tossed a salad, a salad or two. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. And maybe or maybe have not had my salad tossed. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, that shit feels good, dog.
Mhm.
If you haven't had it done, y'all, go get it done. All right, it's not gay. If you're a man and you think it's gay, look, she's not punching your fucking asshole with her tongue. She's not pegging you, all right? She's just licking the fucking rim, baby, a rim
She
job.
might be a freak. I don't know.
You know what? You never know. Hey, look, man,
But
I
nobody's
suck
gonna look bad
toes.
about nobody's gonna look down upon it. I mean, they
Ah,
shouldn't. And if they do, they're probably
fuck
not
them.
your friend.
Here's the way
Yeah.
I look at it. They don't pay my motherfucking bills. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And if my partner, my spouse, my wiffles, or whatever y'all have out in that world, if they are if they enjoy it, knock it out for them, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they do shit for us that we don't fucking deserve. All
Sure.
right. So if they like a little bit of rim, why not, man? Shit. Look,
Absolutely.
my old lady keeps her toes pretty for me because I like toes. And I suck them toes. It feels so good now that I don't have a job where I can say all this shit and not worry about it getting back to my bosses.
Hey, that's
uh,
good, man.
but
Whatever makes you happy, man, and ride that out. You know what I mean? That's
bro,
this is your life.
have you heard of the rusty trombone though?
Rusty trombone. Yeah.
So, yeah, for those that don't know, I'm breaking this shit down for y'all Barney style, all right? Now, I've never had it done, and I've never done it. I want to make sure I put that out there because on the TikTok it came out a little bit weird. But and
That's
I
a
never
reach
will
around
do
while
it.
you're getting your booty licked, right?
Yeah, still like, is what they're so
Trumpet.
I'm just wondering, like, I wouldn't mind having that done. It's like I wonder if it's better though if you're nutting while they're like eating your ass out. You know what I'm saying? Man,
It could
this is
happen.
gonna get flagged on YouTube all kinds of ways.
It could happen. Maybe old boy's now not so bored.
Dude, I don't know, bro. I'll tell you. Sometimes some of my views on this shit, it's
Welcome. You can't make everybody happy.
I
I enjoy
can't, bro.
your podcast, so
That's
and
all.
shit. I think pretty sure a lot of other
And I
homeboys do
appreciate it.
for
Trust me,
so,
we appreciate it out here, brother. You
yeah.
have, like I said, you've been a supporter. So what's going on in Frank's world, man? What's been going on out there?
Man, it's been just real busy at work. There's a ton of need where I mean, like, I'm blowing through my budget sometime in the first week of the month, and so it's been real busy at work. But come 4:30, I leave it to the next day unless something is crazy emergent that they're getting disconnected before I can come back to work the next day. I just push it off to the next day and don't really bring my work home and stuff. But
Yeah.
my wife, you know, she took on a second job during the weekends, and she's only going to do it until the summertime and then do it every other weekend.
Okay.
But she wants some more things for the house. So, and she's not patient, you know, she's a woman. So and I'm like, I only got so much, you know, and she has a great job, but
yeah,
she helps her family or whatever. So she wants more. She wants to be able to help me more with big projects around the house or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's been working, and other than that, I mean, my best friend since I was 4 came from San Antonio.
Oh,
well, Lavernia.
Yeah.
So he lives in Lavernia. He's retired Army. He's the reason I joined the Army. He gave my name, and then he failed the ASVAB, so I ended up joining before him.
Nice.
11 Bravo ass. No, that's my best homeboy. I known him since I was 4. He brought his son, and his son's a skater. And,
okay.
He was skating all over these parks and stuff.
Dude.
We had a cool time. His son is cool as hell, man. We were out in the hot tub, and then he came in. We came back in. We were outside drinking in the patio.
Yeah.
And he came in, and his son, he's 12.
Okay.
He was watching Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, man. You could. I like you. I would like to have you as my son. You know what I mean?
Can't.
Like, you're a cool ass kid. Like, how you watching Friday? And he's like, bye, Felicia. I'm like, see, you picked up where that came from. Hey, but he's a real good kid, and I had a good time with him, and my best friend got to relax, you know.
Bro,
he's the same as you. He retired. He had worked at like a golf course, and he kind of like he tripped out, like got a little bit of flashbacks, and was wanting to fight some customers or whatever. Like the golf, whatever. So anyway, so he was like reaching for a gun and looking for his rifle and some PTSD stuff. So he realizes he can't work, you know. So
it's a stressful situation.
At least do that type of security type thing and he was wearing a suit and driving around on a golf cart, so it wasn't that. But he realizes he can't do that type of thing. So
I tell you, a lot of people, I do need a lot of people. I'll probably do this one as a standalone eventually, where I just talk about, like, you know, why I stopped working, why I began working, you know. And I'll just give you a quick rundown. The reason I started working was first of all, I have 3 kids and a wife.
Yeah.
You know, and if we wanted to maintain the same standard of living we had, you know, we both had to work. So I'll be damned if I was going to go live in the hood again, you know. Now, I got it that my in-laws would have given me any kind of support that I needed. You know, they live right here. They offered support.
But you're a veteran, and you're a caretaker. You're a breadwinner, so you're a man, right?
Right. And I couldn't.
Yeah, you want to provide. Yeah.
Exactly. And my pride kicked in. You know, that pride kicked in. And I was like, God damn, that's a big ass pimple on my forehead, yo. I just saw that shit. Anyway, so my pride kicked in, and I was like, I'll be damned, you know. So I got I got a job. My wife got a job, and we live out here in a nice neighborhood and all that good stuff. And I also didn't want to be a statistic at the end of the day. Like, you know, I was like, I can push through this. You know, I'm not gonna let myself be I was shaming myself pretty much at the end of the day. I was shaming myself. And instead of accepting it, I was in denial, bro. You know, and then what ends up happening was like, yeah, I was doing good at my job. I was progressing, but at what cost? You know, little by little, it was chipping away, bro. And then finally, bam, it hit me with the fucking depression, bro. But, you know, I'm used to putting on that happy face. Everything's all crimson and clover. I'm doing great. And then finally, bro, I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't fucking do it. And it was going to get to the point where, I mean, I dealt with it for 8 years, bro. 8 fucking years. Tomorrow would have been 8 years that I was with that company. And again, I appreciate all the patience they had with me because I was definitely not an easy employee. But I just couldn't do it no more. I needed to be with my family. My kids need me. And I think in a different world, if my wife wasn't working, I would work. You know what I'm saying? But somebody has to stay at home, bro. And I think a lot of that has to do with society and the way it is now, that everyone is so career oriented or so wanting to be at that next tier, which is great, bro. That's great. But I'm not willing to sacrifice my family for that, you know?
Yeah. It's tough. Like the cost of living sometimes, requires two incomes, you know what I mean? And it's tough, Yeah.
Especially if you want to have a specific type of life, like where I'm at right now. I'm comfortable. I'm completely comfortable. I'm comfortable that my kids are going to be good. It's not like we're living in South Central again, where I want to get out of there and get better. I live in the suburbs, bro, on the outskirts, on the northeast side, on the far northeast side of San Antonio, far north side, so I live in a decent place. And with the income that I had and the income that she had, we made it happen. And I was able to pay some things off that allowed me to finally stop working. It wasn't a decision that I just did it one day to the next. This was something that was thought out and planned, And my goal was to completely stop working next year in 2024. That was my goal. That would have been when I hit 20 years in the Army. So, I would have retired around the same time. So it didn't work out that well because I just couldn't do it no more, man. And so look, y'all out there, really think twice before you go getting into a position that might fuck you up in the long run. If you have time to be patient, to let the VA do the process and get your funds and all that stuff, and if you're comfortable where you're at, don't go out looking for a job, bro, because it's gonna hurt you more. At least for me, if you are capable of working the type of work that I want to do, I can't do it physically because my body is fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm more geared towards the working out in construction or doing shit that's physical. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, I can't do that porque I will be the one that's bedridden for the next fucking 2-3 weeks. So, anyways, I'll do a standalone on that. And if anybody has questions about that, feel free to hit me up in the comments or on the gunline@gmail.com. But yeah, man, sorry, I went on a fucking tangent there. Ugh.
No problem, man.
Fucking A, dude. Fucking A. Anyways, what the fuck are we talking about? See, just like on the gun line, bro. One thing.
I don't know, man. So you're becoming a veteran almost now in the RV world.
Oh, dude. Speaking of, yes. That's one thing. What's funny? Well, Urena, he's the one that pointed it out to me. Said, bro, you know why you like the RV shit so much? And he's like, and I asked him why. He's like, because it reminds you of being out in the field. Yeah. It's true, bro. I broke it down and I have a sequence for occupying with the trailer. Yeah. Like as soon as I fucking put that bitch in reverse, stop, I jump out. Fucking
getting into positions can cause a divorce. So just take it easy, bro. There's no I'm telling you, like even me with my wife, she don't know how to ground guide me, and I get flustered, and
we tried already one time, bro.
That I shouldn't say to my wife, and I just wanted a ground guide. I just want to make sure I don't hit nothing.
Bro,
and it's the most difficult thing in the world. You know what I mean?
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I had her ground guide me one time, bro. One time. And then I invested in a backup camera.
In the camera, yeah.
Fuck that. I got a backup camera.
That'll save your marriage because I'm telling you, it's stressful. And then you get in position and everything is great.
Oh, right? Yeah.
But leaving, coming and going can cause some problems.
Bro, I'm telling you. So my trick is, I got the backup camera, and that's like first I'll pull up as much as I can, and then I'll look out there. I'll grab my fucking 2 traffic cones that are collapsible, and I'll pop them open. Like, okay, this is where I want my left limit, my right limit to be. Bam, and I can use that with my to view as I'm backing up, right? And I don't even let the kids out. I let everybody just stay in the car. Everybody just shut the hell up and let me do what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I occupy. Once I get in, I'm like, all right, I put that bitch in park. It's like when you stop all the vehicles. Now everybody goes into action. And
Yeah.
like my oldest, I had her job was to be go out there, undo the fucking hooks for the chain and
Mhm.
put the blocks for the that shit that goes down, the stabilizers.
Stabilizer, yeah.
Yeah.
Your job.
Yeah. And also I have her do that, just the simple stuff, you know what I mean? And then I'll
Mhm.
go out there, and my old lady knows that her job is all inside of the motherfucking
Yeah,
inside
get
the
it set up, get
I don't
prepared
do
for
shit
food.
inside.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed until all for her, my aiming point identified is the AC is turned on. Once
Yeah.
the AC is turned on, then she'll be happy as fuck, bro. I love it, man. I got my first camping trip already set up.
It's a good time, man.
Ah,
It's a good
dude.
time.
And that's the
You
best way
know,
to
back
build
in the days, it
memories.
was like a young thing or an old thing, an old people thing.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like people got to get into it because it's relaxing. It's you go where you want to go. You go and it's not like you're sleeping on the ground. This is glamping. You know, you're
Yeah.
sleeping in a nice bed with AC, and your family's able to be there because
You
their
got
bugs are not attacking them, and you
TV,
know
radio,
it's for everybody. And you see now you're starting to see a lot of these young people just living in their
full
RVs or
time.
living in vans, or you know what I mean. And so it's definitely the mentality of that industry has changed. And
Oh, yeah.
because of rents and mortgages are so high, a lot of young people are just going that route, and
Especially with the working remote.
working remote. Yeah,
Being able to work remote, that's a
yeah.
game changer.
Yeah, you
And
got internet, you can do your job and go wherever you want, go cross country. So yeah,
dude,
man, it's good
I
stuff.
I wish I would have known about this 10 years ago. 10 years
Mhm.
ago. I wish I would have known about this. Look, ladies and gentlemen out there in the podcast world, okay? Don't work till you're 60 fucking 67 years old.
Don't
Don't
work till you
work
die.
to become a millionaire, because you know what? You're not going to get to fucking enjoy it, bro.
Yeah,
Work till you're comfortable.
yeah.
All right? Midlife is not 50, okay? Motherfuckers barely live
Right
to
now, yeah,
70.
yeah,
So 35 to 40, your midlife is right there. That's your midlife. So, and you are
and
not going to get to enjoy it.
yeah.
Your time
Tomorrow,
is now.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow's not guaranteed, man.
Facts.
Uh, one of my smoke mans just 50, 53, just passed away. He went active duty military, 27 years into civilian contracting,
Mm-hmm.
was downrange, had a heart attack downrange.
Oh, shit.
What?
That's
And
tough.
so tomorrow, yeah, I'm sure he was making a whole ton of money
Mm-hmm.
and sacrifice all those years away from his family,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that's what he enjoyed. But at the same time, man, uh, your family miss you, your kid, whatever, you know. Uh, Money comes and goes, right? And so,
Exactly.
and it's not about what you have. It's about the experiences you do with what you got. You
Exactly.
know, so if you got goals like you said, you're gonna do it till 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
or you work until 2024. Well, you missed it by a year, but you're ready right now. That's
Yeah.
that's the right decision. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And if you're set financially, it's not gonna cause you no problems. Do life, man. And
Exactly. I mean, I
I'm
could have kept working. I could have kept working for another year,
mhm,
but, and it would have been another extra X amount of thousands that could have helped, cut down on more debt. But at the end of the day, we can still survive with what we have. It's not like we're going to be out there broke, poor, or begging. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Finance is going to be a little tighter. That's for
Mhm,
sure. It's going to be tighter. We're not going to be able to go and splurge like we want to. But guess what?
mhm,
My my mind is going to be safe and
mhm.
sane, and the camper, that right there, there's so much that we can do in this state of fucking Texas alone. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just,
Mhm,
and then not only that, I mean, it's like you were saying, Frank, it's not where you go, but it's who you're with.
mhm.
You know what I mean? That's what makes I could be in the backyard with, and my kids have a telescope and
Having
we'd be all
quality
right,
time. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, but I don't have a lake,
Mhm.
and I'll be going to the lake with the kids, and they enjoy that shit. And bro, and
Making
like you said,
experiences, growing
it
their life experiences.
I'd
I'll tell
rather.
you, man, it's frustrating. My wife's grandkids or our grandkids, they all they know, they don't go outside, man. They don't go outside. Like they were here this weekend, and they don't go outside, and it's crazy. The parents don't take them on things, and even this is down the street to the park. You know what I mean? Like they don't even do that, and that's weird to me. You know, I mean, there's always something that could be done for no money. You know,
Mhm.
and make an experience. But all they know is video games and tablets and TV. And
And
then,
I'm not
like,
gonna lie,
my,
I'm
my, my,
guilty.
my grandson's 13 years old, don't know how to ride a bike.
Okay,
That's
that one, yeah.
the bike for me was my freedom. I was out and
Yes.
about in California on my bike. You know, I mean, that was like having a car when you're young, right? So that's where how I got around. You know, and so I don't. To me, I don't get it. You know what I mean? So.
I,
Uh,
I agree with you 100%. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of that as well. I am guilty because my kids spend more fucking time on their tablets than with the family.
yeah.
However, you know, we are still trying to let them experience going out and have a fucking good time. You know what I mean?
Find some
Unfortunately,
experiences and find something they like that they pass on to their families when they become,
well, here's the thing though, Frank. It's
yeah.
kind of hard for them to go out there and play with anyone though, porque
uh,
there's nobody out there.
uh,
All the other kids are the
they're doing
same
the same
thing on the
thing. Yeah,
tablet.
yeah. They're doing the
But
same
the
thing.
good thing is that when we go out to the fucking middle of nowhere, they ain't got no signal, chief.
Hmm.
So they're gonna be forced to be out there. You know what I mean?
Learn to play in the dirt and find fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, but oh shit, hold on.
I don't see a time this time. That's weird.
No, it still hasn't gotten to it. Okay, woo! I had to check to make sure we're recording, bro.
Oh, I see
Oh
the
shit.
recording. Yeah, I see the
Okay.
recording.
Oh man, but no, I mean, at the end of the day, bro. I mean, I really hope that this next generation of kids, have pride, and I really, really hope that it's only a loud minority that are out there ruining it for everybody, bro. And what I mean by that is, as far as like, I'll tell you what, at work, when they were talking about him and hers, and they were putting them on under signatures, and it's like, oh, I go by they, them, him, her, she. Why the fuck am I gonna put that on my signature? No, you know, first of all, and
I don't
I'll,
understand that till
I'll
still today.
I
I,
don't
I don't
either.
understand it. So if you tell me to call you whatever, I'm sorry. First of all, I really only learned last names because that
Mm-hmm.
just was majority of my life is knowing last names. So I don't pick up first names very well. And then if you're trying to introduce something to me, now I'm gonna be 43 soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I don't understand. So I see it every day. I see it on LinkedIn. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I see it on people's emails. I see it. I don't understand it, and so um, I'm gonna say sir, ma'am first. If
Yeah.
I don't know, if I can't remember your name, and
I
go from
think
there.
most people, and you know what? I think most people, for the most part, they're understandable. Like, hey, you know what? I prefer to go by they them. If you come at me respectfully, I'll respect you. Be like, okay, whenever I speak about you, I'll say they them instead of he or she. Got it. If you come to me respectfully, but if
Mhm,
you come to me demanding, you can go
mhm,
suck a fat dick. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's not it's how you come at me. I get it. You want. I don't understand it. I
mhm,
don't, and I'm not going to agree with it. I won't, but
yeah,
I'll respect it because you're a person and you're coming at me respectively,
yeah.
respectfully. So,
And I don't get what it changes. Does it if it makes somebody feel better or whatever? It's not racism. It's not sexism. It's not anything. It just there's in my mind, and then I could be wrong again. There's nothing wrong with calling someone by their first name, last name,
yeah,
sir, man. You know, there's
it's
nothing wrong with that. There's no disrespect with that. I don't care. I don't even think I wouldn't even go into argument about that
right.
because it's all respectful language. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so if that upsets them, why now? Why today? Why today? Why is this just
because
recent?
we're accepting it.
You know what I mean? You accepted it for that long, and it, to me, in my mind, doesn't. It's not disrespect. So,
It's because we're
there's
vet bros,
definitely,
man.
there's definitely disrespectful language you can use. Hey, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, bitch.
And you know what's funny?
But if you're not using that type of language,
bro, I prefer you to call me a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, hey, what's up, motherfucker? Hey, what's going on, homie? You know what I'm saying?
Right. In
Depending
context.
on yeah, depending on who it is,
right,
obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Inflection might be different. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might,
yeah, you're right. You're right. It's all about the how it's presented. You're definitely right on that. Dude, that's crazy, bro. It's because, like I said, we're just a bunch of old vet bros, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. I don't care.
Call me a vet bro because I have standards. Got it. Look, man. I'll tell you one thing. Like, there's some female veterans that I follow on the TikToks as well. You know what I'm saying? And they're cool as fuck, man. I have, and it sucks that because I have certain beliefs that I keep within me that, immediately I'll be like, oh, he's a shitbag, or he's an asshole, he's a misogynist. Nah, I just have my own personal point of views. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that I may disagree, but I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
I do too. And I grew up you didn't see females in the military. I grew up in artillery stick together, and it was all guys.
Yeah.
It was all guys. And
and it worked.
I didn't see them. And my first experience was in PLDC in Germany. And so there was a girl, my first experience, and I'm in a class in PLDC, or now what WLC, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is now.
I went to PLDC. A girl sat next to me. She was a black girl from Kenya, and she was beautiful, beautiful girl. I was married at the time. I was cordial, everything nice. She told me about her life. I told her about mine. I was married, everything on the up and up. I think up until the point where we go to Land Nav, and she's like, "I can't pass Land Nav. Pass it for me, or I'm gonna tell the SGL that you grabbed my ass."
No fucking way.
This is my first experience, right?
Wow.
And so I did mine in 30 minutes, and I did hers in 30 minutes, and then went and took a nap. I ran mine, I ran hers, and I did it because it's my word versus hers. Yep. And see, so this is my first dealing with, and it's what, 2.5 years into the Army. It was my first dealing with a female directly, right? And then other experiences. I'm in Grafenberg, or I'm in Hohenfels, in CMTC. So basically Fort Polk, but in Germany, right?
Gotcha.
Or NTC. So the maneuver training centers, right?
Yeah.
The training centers, right? So it's in Hohenfels, right? And I get a wounded card, and my miles goes off, right? And they didn't treat me in time, so I died. I went to the PHOP, right?
Gotcha.
And then it's a GP medium with hay on the floor, and everybody laid on the thing until they got reconstituted, right?
Gotcha.
So there's females in there and guys, and everybody's dressed, and you're just going to spend the night there until you get reconstituted. And the females, the way they were talking like guys, right? But if I would have said something, I was afraid. That if I would have said something in the manner that they were talking, that would come back to me, based off my first experience with that first girl. There was no trust, right? And so now at the end of my career, they started to integrate females in, and I was now close to retirement, and I was definitely afraid still
for real.
Day one, because what if I'm a first sergeant now, right? And somebody doesn't, does the same thing. Do this, or I'm gonna say that you got my ass. And now that person is controlling your life, that where I done nothing wrong, can ruin your life based off a thing. I didn't have that with dirty ass specialist next to me, a guy, you know what I mean? And so that problem wasn't introduced. So that made my mind for females. And I've met some good ones. I'm telling you, studs, PT wise. There's a jump master that I know that she worked in the 3 shop with me. I trusted her. She would rip ass. Like I trusted her, but I knew at least I never had a bad experience with her, and she never crossed the line with me.
Right.
But that was my only good experience with a
Wow.
female. And she was the air NCO. She did everybody's jumps, scheduled jumps, and I was the master gunner, so it was not a close relationship, but I felt okay working with her.
Right.
And I know there's good ones, and I know that there's some girls better than guys out there. I know that's a possibility, and I would love to have them, but I'm still afraid of them, their capabilities. They could have a bad day and say, Sergeant Filice grabbed my ass, or he touched me, or
he was lingering at me. He was.
I made him do push-ups or something, or Like I'm definitely afraid of that. And that's based all off of experience. And so that's why I understand where you're coming from too, and I can only go off of what I feel in my experience with it, because that could have ruined my life. I could have never retired from the Army based off of that one PLDC moment.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That could have ruined.
It could have ruined your career.
No
career.
Right.
It would have stained
I'm not here today. I don't have the things that I have today. That
exactly.
That one moment.
And the fucked up thing is that a lot of people won't understand that until it happens to them. You know what I mean? And then they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, yeah, you know what?" And it's fucked up because, like you said, there's a lot of females out there that are probably doing the right fucking thing, and high speed as fuck.
And the bad ones are gonna ruin for them.
They're the ones that ruin it for them. And when I got to my first unit, 277 out there in Fort Hood, we had females, but they were like maintenance or supply, or but they weren't on the gun line per se. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we had this one fine ass mechanic chick. Woo, gorgeous ass broad. And anyway, if y'all know who I'm talking about, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you were in 277 FA back in 05, y'all know who I'm talking about. She was an E5 at the time. Oh man. Anyway, gorgeous ass broad. But she was cool as fuck. Really cool and smooth as shit. You know what I'm saying? And but then I didn't really talk to the females. I was married, and also she was a sergeant. I was a fucking E1. So, they weren't really there. And then when they became queens for a year, when we went to Iraq, we know how things go out over there. So unless you're E7 or above, they ain't even gonna look at you. So But anyway,
luckily on my deployments, even then, there wasn't females around, because I got put out, alone with the platoon, with the firing platoon, and so we're just firing every day. There might have been girls that rolled to the fob, but they look like a damn sandstorm hit them. You know what I mean?
Hey man, there's gonna be some Joe.
Somebody else can take that. I was married. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, you're out there on a cop for a while, and you get some little honey coming by the gun line. And if you're single and the time is there, somebody's gonna hit it. And anyway, but hey, we're talking like vet bros. So, but anyways, with that said, Frank, I appreciate you being on here with me, brother. It's been a good one.
It's been a long time, man. Anytime you need somebody to hop on and just come shoot the shit, or even join you up with the other guys.
Oh yeah, dude. We definitely got to get into. I'm sure we could get a nice little political discussion, and I just want to be careful too, also, because political views can get tension, and not only that, but it can ruin careers. You know what I'm saying? And that's the last thing I want to do. I'd rather keep it lighthearted with you around than you got a good holly, and the last thing you need is like something to get taken miss.
Which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. I believe that's crazy, because your political view, we're supposed to have different views, right? And the problem today is people can't disagree, right? And so if you're on one side, you're going to destroy somebody else based off of you. I get it. If that view is racist or whatever, but having a political view, we're not all supposed to agree the same. That's what makes
Exactly.
America great. And that's where we're at today. It's
Mhm.
me or you. And
Real quick.
I grew up Democrat like you, just exactly like you grew up in California, and you get the flyers, and
Mhm.
you're told you're told you ain't shit, or you ain't cool if you ain't Democrat.
Yep.
Kind of like what Biden said. You ain't black if you don't vote for me.
Yep.
You hear that stuff in California. You hear that stuff, and so I grew up that same way. But in
Yep.
the Army, things changed my mind.
Yep.
I was under, I was under Clinton, and I was under then Bush, and then
Mhm.
Obama, and I saw the drawdown in the military, and I saw the pay raises below inflation, and I saw versus Republican, where you get money for maintenance, money for training, money for travel, schools, etc. So that was the biggest move for me.
Right.
Is as a soldier, it was better for me to be a Republican.
Right. I
And
mean,
and I fell in the views. My religious beliefs fell within, and not everything do I believe.
right.
I believe there should be abortion. So I'm not far right. I'm not, but
And that's the thing, though, Frank. Here's the thing. Like,
do what's
it,
best for America. That's what I believe in.
100%, 100%. And like you said, it's not left, it's not right, because both of those wings are part of the same bird that's taking a shit on us. But
Sure.
it's about fucking, you know what? As a Latino, for many Latinos, for many blacks out there, the right wing aligns more with our upbringing and our beliefs and our values than the left wing does. Just so y'all know that out there. But everything wants to be politicized, and we got less than 1 minute. Damn it, we're gonna have to fucking put a pin on that one and parking lot it, because we're gonna definitely bring that one back up, and I'm gonna have to have you back on here for that one. Yeah, I'll reach out to you, bro, and see when's a good time for us to get all together and have a good little roundtable discussion about American culture, because that's the one that I want to talk about. So,
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I would just like to be a part of it,
oh yeah,
hear more, and yeah. I
cool
think
beans.
culture is what you want it to be. That's what America is. What you want to live, how you want to live,
And I
freedoms.
agree with that.
Yeah.
This shit's about to cut out on us. So rounds complete. End the mission. Gunline out. March order. I appreciate you, Frank.
No problem.
Have a good one, brother.
You too.